These are swatches of the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna We're Even Hydrating Concealer. And I swatched these at a Sephora inside of Kohl's. At first, I swatched 19 shades, and then when I counted and realized, I went ahead and grabbed one more shade so I could have an even 20. So these are 20 of the shades. I swatched from shades 280 through 440. And I want you to notice how the color of my arm appears to change as the camera pans across it, even though obviously the color of my arm is not changing and the lighting wasn't even changing. This just seems to be a camera effect, I'm guessing, as it tries to account for the contrast between the lighter shades compared to my arm versus my arm compared to the deeper shades. Maybe it's trying to adjust and find some middle ground or something. I don't know. But it's not something that I'm controlling or that I know how to control. It's just something the iPhone camera automatically does. I also want you to notice how my arm appears more grainy in some photos and more smooth in some photos, because some people were thinking that this was an issue of moisture and lotion and things. No, this is what the camera captures with real skin. I put on moisturizer right before I did these swatches. I tend to either bring moisturizer and makeup wipes with me, or I'll use ones that are available at the store. Most of these stores do not have sinks with soap and water, so I'm reliant on the makeup wipes and things. But this is just what happens when you show real skin that's not photoshopped or anything. And also when my arm is in front of a black or a dark blue surface, it looks a lot smoother. And when it's in front of a brown surface like wood or something like that, something closer to the color of my arm, it appears to look more grainy. From a camera video standpoint, I don't know why that is, but that is the pattern that I've noticed. So please keep in mind that there are a lot of factors to consider before you go assuming things and saying really rude things to people who are trying to do people a favor. Now I want you to look at what happens when I try to wipe the colors off. Notice how the darker shades stain my arm and the lighter colors seep into the crevices. Even though the arm has been moisturized, skin has crevices. I'm not a plastic surface, it's skin. So the lighter shades are seeping into the crevices more noticeably. The shades that are close to my skin tone, it kind of just blends in anyway. And the deeper shades, it stains my arm. And then when I try to wipe it off even more, because this is just after one pass, when I try to wipe it off even more, and I really have to scrub at it, my arm turns pink. Look at that toward the bottom where it's pinker. Both the things seeping into the crevices and my skin turning pink from the rubbing kind of get in the way of me trying to swatch another product on the same day, which would be most efficient. So then it just like creates a more difficult time getting you guys more swatches more quickly. So I might not continue to swatch the lighter and deeper shades, especially if people are not going to be grateful for it and not understand how much work goes into this. So maybe I'll just go back to focusing on my skin tone range. I'm not sure why people were asking me in particular for these shades anyway, when there are other swatch pages that cater to lighter and deeper shades, and I don't see people really coming to them and asking them to swatch shades outside of their range, but somehow people have gotten into the habit of doing this with me. But if it's not going to be appreciated, if people are not going to say something to the people who are making these kinds of rude comments, then I will go back to my comfort zone. So thank you for the people who have sent supportive messages. If you want to further show support for this page, because I don't really actually get a lot out of doing this, then you can go to my website, autumnswatches.com, and you can search, you can search my affiliate links and use those so I can get some sort of small commission from the links. And you can also visit my Etsy shop. I now have an Etsy store that has like makeup related bags and makeup brush holders like mugs and things like that. So that's another great way to show support for this page. Thank you so much for watching the video. autumnswatches.com.